Hi everyone. Before I will start with my presentation today, there's one thing I want to tell you. I'm not allowed to tell the exact name of the club I'm speaking about. If you're interested, just check out our website, you will see it. So, and one hint, if you want to ask some question before, there is a QR code, you can just like scan and write some questions to it. So, going to the next slide. My name is Nico. I'm the co-founder and also head of ERP consulting at Odoo. My background is still in the SAP ecosystem, and I have several years spent in IT consulting. And one additional task you cannot see on the slide, I'm a huge football fan, I have to say, and we are also partnership with one of the clubs I will speak today. So, let me tell you something about our company. We are Odoo Silver Partner. We have around about 30 employees. Beside our ERP section, we are also dealing with data and analytics topics. And in between, we have also some custom web developments or cloud developments, and also doing API development. Yeah, what is our expertise in Odoo? You know, Odoo is a huge place where you can focus on. Our focus is on e-commerce solutions. So we have our own custom Shopify connector for the Shopify online shop. We have also an integration for multi-marketplaces and also additional shop integrations. We also focus on performance, so it means to hyperscalers, and also we have such a lot of different integrations, for instance SAP or also to BI topics. You know, I told you that we have also a second team who is focusing on data analytics topics. Beside that, we are also focusing in shipping and logistics, so we have our own custom connectors to some shipping carriers, and we have also deep knowledge within the Odoo warehouse management. And we have an industry focus, which is mainly also D2C topics, but it depends on the topics. We have also some custom implementations for our clients. So, before I start to tell you something about today's success story, I want to introduce you to the world of football clubs or to sports club. So, maybe you know that in Germany we have or the main target of a football club is to get promoted or to win competitions and take all of the money you have for your first team. And it's not still easy, because even if you have a lot of money, it's not how to say that it's not a thing that you will win the competition. So it's a really high complex ecosystem, I want to say. On the one side, and why is it the case? On the one side, we have the fan world. So we have merchandising, ticketing, we have everything regarding memberships. On the second thing, the partner world, so everything when it's getting to partnerships, to the sponsorships, to the hospitality, to the media rights, and at least, and one of the most important part as well, is the engine itself, I want to call it. So what does it mean? Like the sports team, when you think about who will win the competitions, you have the stadium, you have the logistics part, and also the operations. And one also very important thing, you have a lot of volunteer work. So because most of the part or most of the things is the people, you don't have many resources, and you need to align and to find a good efficient way to organize the football club. So let's come to today's success story. Before I say third league, it seems like okay, might be not that high, but I can tell you that even the third league in Germany is very professional, and the people or their main job is to playing football, not to do anything else. So what was the challenge? When we spoke to them and were doing a lot of different interviews, the sports club was struggling with fragmented systems. Maybe even you know that you have here some Excel things, you have there some Excel things, you have even legacy systems, you have a lot of manual processes like printing out things, and so on and so on. And even though they have also a lack of transparency because of that, not integrated systems in the merchandising and sponsorships area. Yeah, coming to the problem. They had a lot of operational inefficiencies, and because of that manual work, and this leads also to lose revenue, and it was not possible even for the strategic development. And this was, I don't want to say it was even completely impossible to scale, but if you keep that in mind, that your main target is to save money and put everything to the first team, it's really hard to do that. So our solution was to implement Odoo as the central digital backbone, and integrating everything from, I only want to speak about today about the merchandising part and also of the sponsorship part. And the results was, you will see it later, we have a really good efficient, we gain good efficiency. It was able to saving costs, and we had also a platform which is also proven for the for the future, because imagine you win the league, you get promoted, then you even cannot go and also implement a new system. So it was very necessary to have something for the future. So let me tell you something about the system landscape before. We had our ERP system, but this was not really used, it was not integrated, and therefore it was only there to have that master data. We have different sales channels, beginning with the B2C part. We have 2 Shopify shop online shops and 1 store, so 1 local store, and sometimes also some pop-up stores. And on the B2B area, it was only there to create some manual order creation. From the payment method part, because I was telling you something regarding Shopify, they have that typical things like cash and card payments, PayPal, Shopify payments, gift cards, and also the normal bank transfer. You can imagine on the other side, they were doing a lot of Excel, especially in the partnership management. Also doing like the normal CRM stuff, straight in Excel. Also all of the to-dos straight in Excel. When we are getting into the warehousing part, also a lot of the replenishment action, returns, stocks, inventory, everything was handled in Excel. About the requirements or the status quo before we just moved to the new system in the logistics, their warehouse setup was just like we had 1 main warehouse, 1 local store directly near to the stadium, and 2 additional locations. And it wasn't integrated, and as a shipping carrier they were using GLS. And you know, in Germany everything is around Datev. We have Datev in place as well. So before we started, we were in workshops and wanted to figure out the most important topics or the most important problems, and it figured out that we have 3 in total: the merchandising, the sponsorship, and also the master data. Starting with the merchandise. The Shopify shop was not fully connected, so sometimes you know that when you're going to sports, you have jerseys and you have very unique names on them. These were not transferred. We had problems with overselling, and also, I told you before, we had also different warehouse locations and they were not integrated. Coming from the sponsorship side, the deliverables and also the to-dos were tracked in Excel, so there were also no central system. There were even also for the different people working in the sponsorship department, there was a lack of transparency and also no management for the task. So even imagine if you gain a new sponsor, there are a lot of to-dos you need to do, and you don't have any overview about that. And at least, you can imagine that as well. When I'm speaking about Excel, you have no master data on a central place, so this was also a big issue. Yeah, we figured out that we have some main requirements together, and requirement number one was the simplification. So we had that best of breed approach. It was necessary to integrate the platform very well. Requirement number two, the process transparency. So it means like it was necessary for everyone in the team to see what was doing the other guys. So we need there a lot of transparency, and also when you import some orders from Shopify, that you have that whole value chain, like from inbound into outbound. Then also like requirement number three is scalable foundation. So it means like when we even have the chance to implement a new ERP system, it should be cloud-based, state-of-the-art. And also it's like very necessary for the future. I told you before, you cannot change a system when you just like win a championship. And at least also the custom adaptation, so that's possible to adapt the system, that you are able to make the processes happen as you need that, and this was very good in using Odoo. So I really simplified this slide here about the implementation phases. So at the starting point, we were doing our strategical planning, how we get that project done. But we figure out in that, because of an inventory, that we split the project and in two phases, like one for the merchandise and warehousing, and the second part about the partnership management. So we first start with the merchandise and warehousing. We're doing the inventories so that we have all of the stocks to get started with a new season. And in the second phase, and then we went to go live. And after that, in the second or in the last phase, we were doing the partnership management. And we were doing that in total of 3 months. So, which core modules or which modules we were using, I will give you an overview. So at first place, when we speak about merchandising, you can imagine speaking about inventory and also sales. We installed them. Also the normal invoicing with some adaptation because of the German Datev. For the sponsorships, we were using the subscription module and also the CRM from Odoo. I told you that you have also some task allocations and so on. For this reason, we were using Odoo's project management right after you create a new subscription, that a new task will be generated, so someone taking care of. And also for the media rights, we were using the spreadsheets or Odoo dashboards to have an overview about the sold rights. And to get connected to the Shopify shops, we were using our own Shopify connector. And in between, it was also included in this, also the POS from Shopify. We developed an own GLS connector for this purpose. And also using for the warehousing management, the vendor tag Direct Print Pro. Coming back to the hardware within the warehouse, we were using Raspberry Pi server for printing purposes, because we were using also the Direct Print Pro app or module. We have there, or we were buying several mobile device entry data devices, MDEs, for the whole warehouse management. And also, we bought some shipping label printers, that everything gets printed out automated. So let me give you an overview about our ERP journey, starting before. So I don't want to say that it was a chaos, but it was a lot of manual work, so let's call them operational chaos maybe, and after like our digital control about everything. Starting with that business area, merchandising and e-commerce, we have a lot of inefficient order processing, so we had issues with inventory errors, with manual processes, with the jerseys, and this was completely automated and fully automated with also the barcode app. Then in the warehouse and logistics part, everything was printed out paper-based. This caused high error rates. We had that manual replenishments between the different warehouses, and also the inventory itself. And this was also driven by the barcode app from Odoo, and also like the automatic print. were able to automate everything with the vendor tech app to print out everything which was necessary, like shipping carrier labels. Coming to the sponsorship and management, quite easy to tell you, when nothing was integrated, it was quite easy to just like get rid of Excel. So everything we had there in Excel, it was possible for us to hand over to Odoo standard functions. And there it was able to have a centralized partner management and contract management overview, using there also the subscriptions. It was very handy. Coming to the last point, the invoicing stuff. Before, it was in the legacy system. It was necessary to spend around about 3 minutes per invoice creation, and with our help, it was possible, to automate that within Odoo directly. So right after you ship something, the invoice was generated automatically. And also, this was also a huge bottleneck when we come to the subscriptions or to the partnership management itself. We were using the subscriptions of Odoo, and therefore every invoice was generated automatically. Some learnings we found out within the project. Let me start with the first one. If you want to get promoted maybe to the next higher league, or if you want to win the competitions, it's really necessary from my point of view to have that part of that digital transformation. So it's not optional if you want to spend every cent you have to the first team. When you have different systems used, as we use, like the best of breed approach, it's really necessary that they are properly integrated. It's really necessary to have an unified data core, so that you have a single sort of truth for all of your master data. It's not only for B2C, but also for B2B. And beside all of that system stuff, we found out also that change management is a really huge factor, because you have a lot of voluntary work, and for that reason it's quite necessary to get that people into the systems. And also because you spend everything to the first team, you have a lack of resources, because it might be possible that you have not enough people for your back office. The future plans. We want to enhance the CRM also for the advanced sponsorship management. We don't touch even all of that vendor builds handling, so this is also the next phase planned, and also working with analytic accounts. And then it's also very handy to use Odoo's events module for all of the partner events. And at least we were not touching the procurement at the first place, so this is also something we will do in the future. So this is everything I can tell you today. Thank you for that. And if you have some questions, please scan the QR code. I am happy to answer.
So we have a couple of questions from the audience. First off, do you think you can use Odoo for other sports?
I think so. Because it's not only for football club management, and we had here our best of breed approach. So because we were using Shopify, we have that obligations with DATEV in Germany. But I'm quite sure that you can use a lot of the standard Odoo modules for the sports management.
Second question, is there a specific reason that the name of the football club is not mentioned?
It's like only an obligation. You can, I cannot tell you more about that.
Okay. Have you used Odoo built-in data dev module, or was there any custom development?
It was a custom development, but only for that reason that we need to split two different groups. So on the one hand, you have the merchandising part, and on the other side, you have the sponsorship part. And for this reason, so the club's accounting team, they wanted to have it needs to be separated. And for this reason, we just develop our own extension, let's call it this way, for the Dativ module.
Okay. How long did it take you to implement the solution in-house?
I try to understand what's meant here. I think the Shopify connector might be itself. It's like for us a longer journey because we are dealing a lot with Shopify topics and Shopify integration when this is meant. It's like an ongoing process. So from project to project. But in this case, it was only like installed. So it's a longer journey, I want to say.
Are you now fully operational, or are you still working on improving the tool?
No, we are still fully working operational, and there is nothing there right now doing with Excel. Maybe some checking points, but in the end, everything is completely integrated in Odoo.
How did you manage the change management part of the project?
Maybe easy to answer. We were talking a lot with the people on site, so trying to show them how to use that. I was also, from my perspective, I was also directly there, was helping them with the first inventory and try to guide them to use the system properly.
This is a long one. If you're aware, can you give some context on general digitalization levels in German football? Second part of the question, how big is the delta among clubs? And is there a specific ERP that is used by most clubs or many different tools in use?
This is a quite long question. I only saw, I think, 2 or 3 different football clubs, so I cannot speak for every football club in Germany or in general. But I can tell you that there are a lot of legacy systems which are not integrated. I saw also some systems, especially when it comes to ticketing. When you go to the stadium, it needs to be print out. It's not possible to just scan it directly via your phone. So there's a lot of legacy applications with, let's say, not the willingness to make it state of the art. So only from the clubs I saw, might be possible that also in the first leagues, you have another level of digitization. Let me try to answer the second one. How big is the... I think
is the delta among clubs?
I think what I saw or what I've seen so far is even like the clubs which are playing higher. So let's talk about the first and second league. They are much more integrated into the digitalization than clubs like playing in the third league or also below. So I would say there is a huge gap, but I cannot speak like for bigger clubs.
The last part, is there a specific ERP that is used by most clubs or many different tools in use?
This is also a good question. I think one of the biggest parts right now, or the biggest issue, is I would say there isn't a specific ERP system, but there are a lot of different, let's say it, more core functions which are used by different or external systems. And there is not that one ERP system which can fit all of the requirements.
So that's it for the questions.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.